And that phone is $1,900. Their profit margin on that is maybe about $700 because it costs about $1,000 to $1,100 to actually create that phone, and they sell it for about close to $2,000. So in terms of also paying a phone off, you can the unless you're with the red or the blue carrier, you don't really realistically pay your phone off because they lock you into 36-month agreements. If you're with any other carrier, they only keep you in a 1 year or 2 year, which allows you to actually pay the phone off and do what you got to do with it. But you can technically pay your phone off when you're looking at it that way. But yes, for one specific brand, which is a very large brand in the U.S., yes, their prices are totally fucking made up. They took a fucking dart, threw it against the board, and they said we can make about $700 on fucking profit margin for these phones. Their Pro Max costs $400 to make, and they're selling that for $1,200. Because everything they have is in-house. It doesn't cost them anything to make what they're doing. And they've stopped outsourcing a lot of stuff. The only things they outsource now are their screens and their batteries. That's it. Everything else is in-house.
Well, like what I meant too is just like I feel like all these prices are just so made up for almost all phones because it's like every carrier rewards you toward just turning in the phone you have to get an upgrade. And
that's all.
You pay so little compared to like what the MSRP for the phone is.
And that's the carrier taking a hit on the actual phone because they're going to make up their cost with paying service, obviously, because yeah. And the only reason why they also take all the phones is because the government gives them a fucking grant when they recycle X amount of phones and make the world more green by reducing their carbon footprint by taking phones back in.
Make my world green.
Yeah. So that's the other reason why they're so willing to eat such a big MSRP take such a big cut or eat the cost of the phone, because the cost of the phone doesn't outweigh the grant they get from the government when they receive all that money in return for reducing a carbon footprint by, I don't know, 10%, 20%, whatever the fucking ratio is. I don't know what that is.
Right.
But
yeah, it's basically the same idea for like new graphics cards from freaking Nvidia and shit, where they're like, oh man, guys, here's this new graphics card. All right, so the last one that we sold at like $6,000 when we first put it out, and people bought it, and like it sold out. So how high do we go this time? Should we hit like 9K or should we go 5 digits? Like I swear that's the meeting.
That's become the name of the game for a lot of things now.
It's freaking wild, man. It's wild.
It's pretty much the name of the game
insane.
It's pretty much the name of the game for almost anything that we use now. Cars, phones.
But it's not.
Graphics cards.
Cars.
Cars.
Wait, did you say cars? C-A-R-S?
Cars. Yeah. Cars, vehicles. See,
I don't think that those prices are all that made up. They don't go up by like. Okay, the phones go from like this phone's $650. The next one, 1080.
Let me explain how this is
1080 degree snowboarding, baby.
they are so. Who's the manufacturer that's doing this now? I believe it is
Tesla.
No. I think it's GM or it's Toyota. One of the two. They are BMW started this, so I guess I'll use them because they're.
Oh yeah.
BMW started this where they're subsidizing the cost of you being able to use heated and ventilated seats to a subscription service that you have to pay for now to be able to use something that is in your fucking car.
Yep.
And then Mazda started that now with their app that's been free for decades. Like, when I say decades, I mean like the functions that are in that app have always been free to use, whether it's on your remote key fob, whether it's built into your car, whether it's through a fucking transmitter that you gotta buy or get from the fucking dealership, whatever.
I will say, as a correction, BMW dropped the heated seat thing in September of 2023. They chose not to do it.
Yeah, other car manufacturers
were like, "Ooh, that's a good idea."
Yeah, they were jumped on it.
The next car we go and buy The freaking rear view camera to help you back up. Every time you try to use it, it's gonna be like, do you want to pay the premium?
Insert a quarter.
So Mazda started that with their connected service. I believe it is Chevy that is doing it next with their with some of their smart features in the car. So you cannot use certain features that are built into your car. I don't know exactly which features, but there is a subscription service that Chevy is going to be introducing very soon that is going to allow you to use certain features in your car with a subscription that you have to pay for.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that's and cars in general. And I'm not a car guru or anything like that. I like to look up cars and I know a good amount of cars, but I don't know as much as I can say to be like, oh yeah, I know exactly what's happening. But like,
sure,
the price of cars, not only due to COVID, but has inflated. And the only specific reason why is when they saw what they could charge. Yeah, when they saw what they could charge for supply and demand, they just kept going and going and going.
Right.
A Kia K5, right?
Whoa!
That Kia and Hyundai are probably some of the cheapest brands you can buy in the U.S. because that's what they were known for. They were the competition to Toyota and Honda.
All right, now calm down.
No. I'm not throwing shade at them. I'm being realistic with that.
My car was $10. Get over it. All right.
Okay. When Honda and Toyota became the king of the car business in the U.S. besides Chevy and Ford because of their General Motors, Hyundai and Kia stepped in to say we can offer a comparable out-of-market vehicle that offers the same amenities for a cheaper price. That's no longer the case. If you want to buy a Kia Telluride, that is the direct competitor to like a Honda Pilot or SUV from Honda or Toyota, a Kia Telluride outclasses a Honda Pilot and Toyota Highlander by about $10,000. And when I say $10,000, MSRP for a Kia Telluride at this point that you want to have compared to a Pilot and a Highlander is $50,000. Nobody in their fucking mind would have ever thought a Kia would have cost.
For context, though, they are trying to get into the premium brand, and they've upgraded their cars significantly. So they've added a lot of value to the car, but also everything is. I mean, Kia doesn't want to be seen as a cheap car brand. It doesn't want to be seen as a cheap Toyota. Yeah. I mean, the one I own is a cheap Toyota, but like,
the thing is that
they're putting in the work.
They're putting in the work, but they're
Kia has upgraded their cars to make it even easier for anyone to access them.
Yes, this is true.
Now, Kevin, I have a sticker on my window, so people will see that and they will go, "This car can't be stolen." And then they'll walk away because when people go to steal, they always read signs first. Fucking Kia piece of shit.
The thing is that Kia is. I'll end this now because we're like going off on a huge tangent.
Yeah, we're going way off, but it's great.
Attend this conversation. Kia and Hyundai are going into the wrong direction when it comes to why they're trying to incorporate luxury, because Hyundai already has a luxury brand called Genesis. They compete with the BMW, the Acura. Yes, I know. Shut up. I could have been driving a Genesis.
I know. I always wish.
I was going to buy a Genesis. They have a Genesis that competes with Acura, Lexus, and BMW, and Mercedes and Audi. They don't need to compete with luxury brands because they should always be known as that affordable brand to be able to.
Luxury SUVs in the U.S. are increasing in demand for some reason. People want bigger and bigger cars. I have no idea why. I'll never understand that.
Well, because Americans are fat.
I have the biggest cars. All the cars come to my rally.
I will say, last thing about cars, Sony car. Will it have a PS5 Pro now?
So, fuck. We're gonna go back to the fucking conversation. That Afeela, the Sony Afeela, the one that's being made by Honda and Sony.
Yeah.
That car is expected to be mass marketed in the U.S. I just read an article about that by 2026 when that car comes out.
Will it have the Pro?
I don't know.
It said it's going to have a PS5 in it.
It did. It did say it's going to have a PS5.
But will it have the Pro?
Car accidents.
Maybe it'll have a Pro in it.
No, you can't play it when the vehicle's in motion, similar to Tesla.
Then what the hell's the point of it?
$67,000.
When you park, and you could play there.
And let's kill the car's battery. That's a good idea.
It's an electric car. Plug it in. It's fine.
It's got a solid-state battery. That's one of the new techs that's supposed to come out with. Solid state battery, which gives you up to 600 to 700 miles of range.
What the fuck is a solid state battery?
So
Kevin, batteries have gone to levels that are wild. Look at battery technology over the last 15 years. People are doing wild stuff with batteries.
How does a solid state battery work?
A solid state battery now has.
Oh, he's gonna explain. Good luck.
Yeah. So a lithium-ion battery is a battery that has a capacity to be recharged, obviously. And the recharge state of it gets lower and lower every time because what you're doing is you're reloading a cell in the battery, which I believe is
because chemical reaction gets weaker and weaker. Yeah.
Yes. A solid-state battery does not actually work off of a chemical reaction like a lithium-ion battery does. A solid-state battery is a
they use a solid.
No. The comparison they use is to nickel cadmium as what they're using in solid state batteries because those batteries actually have
cadmium poisonous.
Not if it's used the way it's.
There's also lead in batteries and stuff, Kevin. I don't drink a battery. That's all I'm saying. Like everything in a battery is bad for you. Don't touch it. What do you mean?
So
gasoline, don't drink that either. It's bad. What do you mean?
So the chemical reaction in a lithium-ion battery is done by an actual the actual heat being done in there, and it creates that reaction to produce a charge.
Yeah.
Right.
It uses literally a solid instead of like a gel or a liquid.
This is ions conducting their electricity in here. Instead of having an actual like chemical reaction, this is just ions conducting electricity, which is generating power and is actually a cheaper alternative to lithium-ion. And it doesn't lose its capacity because there's no actual reaction.
Are they cheaper?
Going on in the battery. They are cheaper because you have to look at it longevity-wise. It's not like
they have a longer lifespan, but their costs up front is not cheaper. It's cheaper over the lifespan. But
correct, because lithium-ion is at its end of its lifespan at this point because now we figured out the tech. But
do they still output enough power?
They do. They output twice as much power.
Yeah, and they're more reliable in like different when temperatures and stuff, like extreme weather.
They don't explode and create a fire that is extremely difficult to fucking put out. So like Mercedes, Acura, Lexus, BMW, and Volvo actually, they're all going behind the solid state technology, and for them it's outputting 80% more power than a normal lithium-ion that they have in the current cars. Because like the biggest battery that they fit into a car right now is in the Lucid brand. They have like almost a 150 kilowatt battery. It's just too heavy. The mass that these lithium-ion batteries have on the cars make them so heavy you have to have cars doing like 700 horsepower to be able to operate properly. So
put a tank engine in there. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, but they don't want to use.
Also, solid-state batteries are in pacemakers.
Interesting.
So they've been around for a while.
The tech is just getting so advanced.
Yeah,
the tech is more. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, people are discovering more and more things. Battery technology has gone crazy over the last 15 years. Honestly, I hate to say this, thanks to Tesla. It's gotten not to Elon Musk. He hasn't done really anything at Tesla except be a shitty marketing man. But the battery technology has gone insane, absolutely insane. Like, just, oh my god, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Many good YouTube videos
my current EV, it does about 300 miles to the battery, to the 100
300 miles to the battery?
on its full charge.
Battery.
Yeah.
Full charge. Yeah, and in heat, obviously. In the cold, it'll probably do 280 in the cold.
Ooh,
I have I have an actual battery heater, though, so I should not be losing range. So when you buy an EV, and
you will 100% lose range, and I would guess it's going down to 240.
No, because I have actual battery heater. So if you buy EVs that are priced high enough that include battery heaters and coolers, you are not losing the amount of miles you'd normally lose in a car that does not have that. So if you buy the cheapest EV right now, which is I believe the cheapest EV is from Volkswagen, and that is an ID4, as well as Kia with their Kia EV. Not their six. Hyundai's Ioniq 5 that do not have the battery heaters in them. In the cold, they lose about 50 to 60 miles. If you have a car that has a battery heater, though, you're only losing about 10 miles, 10, 20 miles. It's nothing crazy. Because the heater will obviously drain some power, but it'll keep the range there for you, so you're not losing as much. And the cooler works on the same thing in the summer. So, but you're looking at spending over 50,000 on an EV at that point to have battery heater and battery cooling technology. If you don't have that, then yes, you lose a shit ton in the winter.
Adam.
Yes.
We Genesis was like going. I didn't want to stop him, but we're gonna rewind this conversation a little bit back to the rear view camera when you're backing up. And you said insert a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you go to insert a quarter, and it's like capacity reached. You need to take your car into the dealership now so they can remove all this.
Yeah. Please visit your local dealership. Thank you.
So, Adam, what were you saying before you unfortunately got disconnected?
Oh, could not tell you. I could tell you what happened when I got disconnected. My PS5 froze completely. I had to unplug it.
Oh.
Sony heard what I was saying. They were like, can't let this fly.
So, okay, weird. I didn't have to unplug mine yesterday, but it just shut off, and I had to turn it back on.
I literally could not. I'll tell you something really funny. I held the power button, and it was like, nah, man. And then I was like, okay. And I was like, I'm just going to unplug it. And I unplugged it, and I'm like, why is this not shutting off? I took out the HDMI cord, didn't look at the cord, I guess. And then I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, I gotta unplug the actual power. And I unplugged it, and I turned it back on, and it was not happy with anything I've done, but it rebuilt everything really fast. So, but I think I was mostly just reiterating what I already said.
Okay.
All right. What a topic.
Oh yeah.
We beat that to death.
Oh yeah, we did. Absolutely. What else do we have to talk about tonight? It is 12:30 already. So.
Do we want me to crush through What a World? They're relatively short stories this time around.
Yeah. Let's go do that real quick.
Oh, baby.
Justin, do you want to come in Minecraft? We're going to the special place soon.
Nah, he's playing Stellar Blade. He's got the ass. He's good.
I'm in the other special place.
Oh, the upgraded special place. Okay.
You're playing Stellar Blade right now?
Correct.
Oh, no.
What suit are you using right now, by the
way?
Oh, okay. Justin, if you're not hopping in, I need your music.
Oh,
shit. The emergency broadcast music or whatever the fuck you did
last time.
Everybody, welcome to the Minecraft News Network desk. Freaking screw this desk. We're running over here. We're gonna go rapid fire mode today. Russia-Ukraine war. Ukraine commences a massive drone strike on Moscow. Is Zelensky being too reckless? So apparently, massive drone strike hit Moscow earlier today for us. 140 plus drones targeting Moscow, and seemingly targeting whatever the fucking hell they feel like.
How many people died?
It didn't really mention. I think it said like 4 wounded. I mean, they're drones, so I don't really know how much damage it's gonna do unless you target specific buildings. However, they did set an oil refinery or something like that on fire.
Good.
So that's fun.
Good.
But yeah, that was basically it. But like Zelensky at this point, like now I feel like he's just kind of pushing Russia to do something, and I don't know if that's necessarily the best call, especially since China's getting a little frisky, but then they're not getting frisky, but then they're getting frisky again, and then they're talking to us, and then everything's okay, but then everything's not okay. It's real confusing. But yeah. Yeah, sure, China. All right, let's move on to politics. It's more exciting. Fox News and their infinite wisdom, and they always want to cling to everything that shows Republicans winning. Their new hope that they're clinging to is they're citing the a guru, quote, quote, Nate Silver. He does do political analysis and shit, apparently. I had to look him up because I never heard of him. But Nate Silver says that there's a 64% chance that Trump wins this election. But don't tell Fox News that last time Trump did win the election, this same dude, Nate Silver, said there was a 28% chance for him to win. So don't look at that.
So he might lose. Okay, so reverse psychology?
Yeah. I mean, might be his model might be backwards, but you know that's fine. Don't worry about that. All right, over here to the interesting story. Nikki Haley. What's up with her? I know this is kind of like politics adjacent, but Nikki Haley has like this really weird position in the Republican Party now, where she's basically like the go-to person to stand in front of cameras and try to come up with like all these weird excuses and shit for like why people are saying things, or be like, yeah, we know that Trump is focusing on like just basically shitting on everybody, but you know he'll get to the issues and he's going to bring them up. Don't you worry. Like, and why the hell is it Nikki Haley? Nikki Haley was someone who hated Trump. Then she was like, oh my God, I'll be your VP. And then she was like, oh my God, I'll take a bullet for you, baby. And oh my God, like, Adam, Nikki Haley.
What about her?
What do you think?
Failed Democrat who was criticized for being too right-leaning, who then decided to make a name for herself in the Republican Party by appearing on Fox News and any Republican program, who also was very rude about a lot of things to a lot of other Democratic leaders, and then they were like, you suck, and the Republicans are like, you're still a Democrat. So then she was like, I'm actually an independent now, and they're like, oh cool, we switched one, and she's like, well, technically I never really was a Democrat in the first place, and everybody's like, we obviously know that, you grifter. And then she was like, yeah, but now I can get paid to appear on all different news programs, and also like people like me on Fox because I'm semi-attractive, like 40-year-old woman who served in the military, who's done literally almost nothing in my political career. And now I'm best friends with Trump because over time, I just feel like I've been pushing closer and closer toward him because I know Big Daddy Trump will reward me in his orange glow. And he decided to pick her as his debate moderator. Or to help him prepare for the debate. And then she recently came out and said that he refused to listen to anything she said, but he says he's got this, so I believe in him, and I think he's going to do a job at the debate. So, you know, that's,
he did a job, right?
And then he did a job, you know, the first job he's ever done in his life, so you got to give him credit for that. Nikki Haley, I don't know, one of the many people who just kind of say whatever they want to get wherever they want in front of any kind of screen. As long as they're yelling, somebody's listening.
I love it. Yeah,
that
you're right.
like me.
Also, never heard of her.
All right. Gaming, we already touched on this. I was going to do a little thing about the technical showing. We don't need to do a little thing about that anymore. There was also going to be a special report where I was going to stand at the desk about thoughts on the debate. You ready for that? It sucked. All right, we're moving on now.
Thoughts on the debate with Adam. Hey guys, what's his face? He already left. Now we can go to Asinine. It's fine. I'll just say it real quick.
Wait,
okay.
No, we're already on Asinine. I'm looking at the ass. I would need to be happy while I talk about this. The debate was Trump is trumping. Every so often, Harris would say something about him that would kind of get under his skin, and then he would go into like crazy grandpa Facebook rants. If you're his base, you're like, hell yeah, this is what I'm about. Because everything he turned back to immigrants, including Haitians eating pets in Ohio. Don't worry about that. It's not real. It's racist. Him constantly saying he's not related to something that he's clearly related to because all the people he knows and loves and trusts and like uses, they're all part of it. Everyone he's ever fired, even the people who left him that he says he fired, he hates. Harris most of the time dodges questions, kind of taking credit for anything good Biden has done and kind of distancing herself from anything bad Biden has done. Not really acknowledging any like crazy thing. They would also let Trump rant too much. She was more of this is why you shouldn't pick Trump, and it wasn't more about like this is why you should pick me. But every so often she'd get a zinger in, and it's like hell yeah, that's why she's a lawyer or she was a prosecutor, whatever the fuck she was. So like I don't think it swayed anybody's vote. I don't think it turned anybody. I'm sure clips of everything is going to swing around. But then after the debate, Taylor Swift endorsed her. And made fun of J.D. Vance's comments. Trump initially thought that Swift endorsed him because he shared AI images of Swift. And then when people asked him about that, he said he didn't, even though it's still up. I mean, that could come back around, but at the same time, Taylor Swift is very influential. I don't think you should vote based on what any celebrity says, but at the same time, like she brought up a lot of good points in her post on Instagram and stuff.
Interesting.
But
Trump is a celebrity, so how does that work?
I mean, technically Harris is a celebrity too. So.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, if you know some of these names, they're famous. They're a celebrity. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, the debate was the debate. I wish the moderator was that one guy that Kevin and I love so much now. Because no, the one guy that I sent you that TikTok video of where he's just like, you didn't answer that question. We'll come back to it.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe next time. That guy was great. I really wish they would fact check as those debates go on. Sometimes they do that. They just haven't learned to do that for some reason because they know Trump is views. I'm more excited for the VP debate because I really don't know too much about Tim Walz. And I am excited and nervous to hear anything that comes out of the couch fucker's mouth. Tim Walz seems like a great person. He seems like a nice guy, and every time I hear like a clip of his speech, I'm like, wow, what a great speaker. You can tell he was a football coach, and he's like a down to earth person.
And Tim Walz is not running. I don't understand this.
What?
Why is Harris running for the presidential and Tim Walz is not if he's such a great...
It's because she's VP and people think that's the strongest part. I mean, not a lot of people know Tim Walz's name. Like, I'm more I see of Tim Walz, I'm like, I kind of wish this guy was running. But at the same time, like, I think Harris can be a great president. I don't think anybody can be a really terrible president unless you're Ronald Reagan or literally any of the other 25 presidents who weren't great. But like the president does stuff. It's not really about that. It's what the president... There's a couple things that the president does that are influential, like Trump with the Supreme Court. Like that, there's really not much. There's not much else going on there. No. It's really vote in your local elections, figure out who the fuck is representing you. Stop voting for people who think the 2020 election were fake. Stop voting for people who are literally insane. And stop voting for people who get mad at pronouns because that's not a political conversation. That's a personal conversation. Yeah. Stop getting mad at people about gay marriage. It's not a political conversation. Most of America moved on from that. Stop getting mad about so many things. It's not a conversation that needs to be happening 99% of the time. Talk about the economy, talk about the border, talk about whatever you want. But if you have an opinion on the southern border and you live in New York State, you're an idiot. That's all I think about you. That's literally all I think about you. And I just, every single person who's like, the southern border's so bad. You live in Wisconsin, Judy. Why are you talking about what Arizona is experiencing every day? Like, get out of here. You don't live there. You just hear a news story about a Haitian man eating a cat in Ohio. Like, get out. What the hell are you talking about? Everyone's dumb. Everyone sucks.
People are dumb. People are real dumb. Everything sucks.
Also,
and we need younger people in the Senate and House of Representatives.
Also, go out and vote.
Yeah, go out and vote. Unless you live in states where it doesn't matter.
Don't be intimidated. Don't be intimidated by who you're voting for either. If you want to vote for Trump, vote for Trump. If you want to vote for Harris, vote for Harris. Just go out and vote. It matters.
Don't vote. Don't take that advice. Don't vote. Just
right.
Let America burn down.
You know
what? If you're a Republican, vote twice.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, do that. I want to see how that ends. All right.
2020, a lot of them ended the wrong way.
So, asinine story of the week. This is a real different one. All right. We're going to be talking about a Mountain Dew sweepstakes or contest or whatever the hell you want to call it. So, Mountain Dew All right, and PepsiCo. Apparently, they want to make the unofficial time zone of Mountain Dew Mountain Time in the United States. And
Okay.
to kick off this little contesty thing, celebrating this, I guess is the word for it. Um, you can enter to win this thing. We'll get in there in a second. All you gotta do is create a TikTok video sharing why you are moving to or looking to move to the Mountain Time Zone. They give examples like Montana or Colorado or Arizona. I have no fucking clue why you would want to move to Colorado or Arizona right now because oh boy are those places interesting when it comes to politics. But Montana, probably not.
Colorado's not that bad.
Anyway.
I know a couple people who live in Colorado, and they seem okay with it.
Oh, okay. I know Arizona's real
there's
bad.
some crazy people there. Arizona's kind of weird, but also it's okay.
Well,
it's not
one
that bad.
One of those two. I thought it was Arizona.
Arizona, it's the one. It's the one you're thinking of.
That's the one the GOP was like, just kill the pride. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it's the one you're thinking of.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, they're like, yeah. So explain why you want to come out to the Mountain Time Zone, and here's what you could win for a grand prize. You can win Mountain Dew covering the cost of your move up to $10,000 and free Mountain Dew for a year and an outdoor gear welcome package. Now, they are very specific in saying that they are covering the cost for your move. They are not providing you with anywhere to live. They are not helping you out with a job. They're just like, hey, move out here and we'll pay for the U-Haul. No, it's not even here's 10 grand. They will reimburse your movement costs up to 10K.
I better hire all the movers I can, pick up as many U-Hauls as I can get, and everything's got to be covered.
I mean, if your first month's rent or something, that could be considered that too. Like if you have a down payment if you have a down payment on a house and you're moving, like they can pay for your movement and then they'll probably give you some money to cover. They'll probably give you a 10K check.
Okay. I mean, it's something.
I'm curious why this is an asinine.
Because I think it's stupid. $10,000 to relocate yourself
now
from wherever you are to the Mountain Time Zone.
The competition is not, or the contest is not, hey, move to Mountain Time Zone because of Mountain Dew. The contest is if you're going or considering going to the Mountain Time Zone, submit to us. And also, it's a marketing campaign, and right now you're talking about it.
I mean, sure, okay.
That asinine. Genius.
I guess if you want to look at it that way, I don't look at it that way, and it's my new show.
Damn.
I think this is stupid.
And it's my ass. It's based on a picture of my ass.
Hey! It is. It is
my underwear. Don't worry about
Adam?
that. It fits. They're
comfortable.
You know
what, Adam? You can pull the plug on this world whenever you want to.
Never.
Your move. Anyway, I just think the stupidest thing is freaking $10,000. Like, you are PepsiCo and Mountain Dew. You do promotions for every fucking Call of Duty game that comes out. You you rake in money.
How much do you think it costs to move?
One person, huh?
It costs a lot of money to move.
Also, 5 people. Also, 5 people can win.
Oh, 5 people can win the grand.
Yeah, it's 5 people who are going to be selected, and also everybody who submits gets a free Mountain Dew.
Oh, that's cool. It costs a lot of money to move. It's not cheap.
Yeah, it costs a big chunk of money. You gotta.
Yeah.
I mean, depending.
Yeah, and $10,000 will help subsidize that a lot.
Yeah, you gotta cars, you gotta move people, you gotta move a bunch of furniture, you gotta move a bunch of kids.
I just don't view this as a contest. Like, at all, or anything really that I should be caring about. Like,
well, you have no plans to move to the Midwest.
I guess. Okay.
Because that's literally what the contest is, though. That's what we established. If you have plans to move there, also if you have a TikTok. So far, Kevin, you're not in any of these.
Yeah, no, I lost that. I can't move there. I don't have a TikTok.
I think my question is, why are we mad, or why are we making fun of a competition that has nothing to do with any of us?
Because I can.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
Yeah, you can, but why?
Mountain Dew. It's garbage because you suck.
Because it's fun.
Hey, what's wrong with Mountain Dew?
I like Code Red. I drank a Code Red before this podcast. It helps keep me awake. I don't want to fall asleep like people who don't drink Code Red. Well, I mean, they can't because they die.
I wonder who those people are.
Shut the front door right now.
I was talking about Destinoto.
What?
I was talking about Kevin. Kevin can't drink Code Red.
Listen, Kevin is giving us some important information. Destinoto Sting is some big ass right now, and
so am I. So are you.
Yeah, but I mean, he's staring at the actual one. No,
that's fair. That's fair.
This is good, but there's no volume to this. You look to the side and it's all flat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I still won't try to make it 3D.
It only depends on how much you limit your imagination.
Okay. That was Destinoto's corner of knowledge.
What?
All depends on how you limit your imagination.
Corner of knowledge. Alright.
Yeah, he's in his own corner right now, you know what I mean? Alright, that was What a World with asinine shit.
It was a great M&N, Kevin. That was a great M&N.
I don't know about that.
It's too bad that the voice of M&N died yesterday.
Excuse me?
James Earl Jones was the voice of CNN.
Oh.
So
Bassa was on the news?
Yeah, he was the one that said, "This is CNN."
Oh, wow. I didn't realize
yeah, he's been doing that for years.
Okay. Alright, what else we got? It is nearing 1 o'clock in the morning.
Astrobot, real quick. I said I'd talk about it later.
Go for it.
Figured we end on something happy. Guys, I'm moving to Montana. I've won $10,000. I can afford a moving truck. I can't afford the mileage, though, so I have to buy a tow truck out of pocket to take the moving truck there.
A U-Haul? Is that what
I'm towing the U-Haul because it's cheaper to buy a tow truck and then fill it with a U-Haul and rent it for a couple days. Don't worry about it. So
fill the tow truck with a U-Haul?
Yeah, no, put the U-Haul on top of the tow truck.
I just imagine a tow truck pulling a U-Haul.
No, it's not pulling it because the mileage would go up. No, we got to get that on top of it. You can't do that. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, "Why are these tires worn out? Because you drove 900 miles." I'll be like, "I don't know if that's as far as Montana is, but whatever." I do have a recurring dream that I live in Montana.
Off.
Funny,
like when
funny,
the car's
funny
neutral,
enough.
Does that shit goes up, right? I'm being stupid thinking of that, right?
I literally could not tell you. I would assume not, but also I drive a 2016 Kia Forte, so my car knowledge is -4.
Are you trying to pull some Ferris Bueller's Day Off shit where they think running the car backwards will take the miles back off?
No, First of all, Kevin, that absolutely works. It just didn't work on that car, all right? It used to work on older cars. That's why they got confused.
I've seen campers with their cars towed behind, right? They're not on a tow system or a pulley or a dolly or whatever the fuck you want to call it. They're not on that. They're actually hooked behind the camper, and the wheels are turning on the car that's pulled, but the car is not.
Do campers have miles on them? I don't like.
What? Well, I don't know if the camper has miles. I'm sure it does. It's got an odometer.
No, not all of them. Not all of them have odometers on them. If we're talking about one with like a steering wheel and stuff.
No.
Like an RV.
I'm talking about an RV. So an RV is pulling a car. The car is in neutral. The car is not driving. Nobody's behind the wheel of the car. Does the miles still go up on the car, even though the car is neutral? And driving?
Oh, I see what you're asking. I don't know. We'll look that up. Actually, if you're watching, right? Let us know in the comments. Let us know.
The car
Kevin?
would have to be on, right?
No, not necessarily.
What are you looking at me for?
Kevin, look into that. Look into that while I talk about Astrobot.
Man.
Astrobot. I think I'll just go into my history of Astrobot. I'll make this quick, by the way. It's 12:51. I'll be done by 1:34. Astrobot. I didn't play the VR game. I do own it, and I think I will play it eventually. Because I do have the VR adapter, and I've just been meaning to set it up. But I played Astro's Playroom. I was a big proponent of it. I'm not huge into platformers. I don't love platformers. more than like platformers were not always for me. Like Little Big Planet, if you count that, it's the platforming controls are a little floaty. Sackboy is fun. There's like a few that hit me. Super Mario Sunshine I've talked about a lot. I really like Super Mario Sunshine, even though it got incredibly hard in some parts. But I'm just not a huge platformer guy, but I do appreciate one every so often. Astro's Playroom I thought was special. I really got into the time trials. I'm not usually a time trial person, but I got super into those, and I've been having a great time. I've been complaining about Sony's library of games that have been coming out lately, or lack thereof, or coming out and going away. Haha, sorry, Concord. And when Kevin, we're sorry, it's sad. But at the same time, it's sad in the long run, maybe, if there's whatever, it's not important. But I will say, when there were rumors of a full Astrobot game, Genesis can tell you, I was pumped. I was excited. I was like, hell yeah, let's go. Then when they showed it off, I was like, it's a 10. This is going to be a 10. It's going to change the gaming landscape. And then when it came out and it changed the gaming landscape forever, everybody was like, yeah, this is shocking. And I'm like, not at all. Not at all. If you loved Astro's Playroom and you were like, holy shit, like they have something with this. And Sony saw that, thankfully. Team Asobi, they know what they're doing.
The Mario killers.
And again, they can exist together peacefully.
No.
And we're moving on. But so that's just my history with platformers and Astrobot. Starting this game, Kevin was there. Kevin was there for the first hour and a half or so. And then unfortunately I had to leave to go hang out with my best friend and get some wonderful food that I love. And I say that, I haven't seen that friend in almost a year because we're lazy like that. And I love that food and I haven't eaten it in so long. And it was a day I was looking forward to, and all I was thinking about was Astrobot. I played the first hour and a half of that game. I kept telling Kevin my face hurts from smiling so much. Every single thing that was happening in that game, the game, if you've seen anything about it, it's beautiful. It's got the references to PlayStation and just gaming history all over it. It's just a wonderful experience through and through. Some of my favorite levels I've ever played in a platformer are in this game. I cannot describe to you the diversity of power-ups, the diversity of I feel like I'm saying that word weird. Whatever, we're gonna move on. The diversity of like fucking the worlds, just how the game. It's like playing Dreams in a way, except every dream is a fucking masterpiece of a level. I can't tell you how great the score is, with classic songs coming back from some of your favorite franchises, to remixes of them, to just absolutely insane things, to these wonderful, awesome levels. This is why I struggled. I wanted to write a review down for this, but I couldn't write a review down for this. I was going to type it down, and I actually started to. I opened up a Word doc, and I started typing. And my issue with the review was I wasn't reviewing, I was gushing about it. Because I can't think of one negative I had with this entire fucking game. It was the perfect length. It felt great. There's promises of more content. It didn't crash on me one time. I experienced no glitches. I never had a bad checkpoint. There is literally nothing wrong with this game. And it's absolutely incredible to me that I have no idea. Oh, there's a raid happening again. Don't worry about that in the game. I have literally no idea how they accomplished what they accomplished on this hardware. And I'm in awe of it every single time I play it. And after I beat it, I platinumed it. And after I did that, I keep thinking about going back. And I just said, when I get my control, I'm going back and I'm doing it again. Because I just liked it that much. I showed Genesis it, and he's like, oh shit, don't tempt me with a good time. I got a backlog. And I was like, I'm tempting you with a good time. And Kevin watched, and Kevin was like, I've seen things about this. I'm curious about it. And he watched me, and he eventually bought it himself. He's played like less than 20 minutes, but I'm sure he'll get into it. But like, every single aspect of this game is fantastic. I will say, I don't think anyone here, I don't think Kevin, if he gets to the end, I don't think he'll be like me. I teared up. I thought the ending was fucking incredible. Not because of all the things it referenced, just of how they got the emotions across. I think the boss battles are so fun. I think everything about this game is a masterpiece. I literally can't think of another word that describes this game other than a masterpiece. I've seen reviews where they give them a 9, scores are arbitrary, it's not even important. But at the same time, I've read those reviews. I've seen a couple people say, like, none of the bosses are memorable, or, like, none of the character bosses are memorable. Like, there's not a Ganon, there's not a Bowser or whatever. And I'm like, I kind of get that, but at the same time, I'm not here for them. I'm here for Astrobot.
Doesn't need to be.
I agree that it doesn't need to be, but it is a special little sauce. But I'll tell you, once they said it, I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, maybe. But also at the same time, the alien who's a bully, his name is Bully something, Bully Alien, I don't even know. It doesn't matter. I kicked his ass. Who cares? Fuck that guy. But also, I'll fight him again. I'm going to fight him 2 more times probably. And I just can't get over how great this game is. Like, my expectations were so high, and it surpassed them. Is it my favorite game on PlayStation 5? If my skewed love for Horizon Forbidden West didn't stab me in the neck every time I thought about it, to put this game over Horizon Forbidden West, it would be like, I feel like I'm stabbing my best friend or my mother in the back. But guess what? I'm fucking stabbing them in the back. This is the best game on PlayStation 5. My favorite game is Infamous. My favorite PS4 game is Horizon Zero Dawn. This is my favorite game on PS5. There's no doubt about that. Is it my favorite game of all time? I'm going to say no. Only because I really like stories, I like voice acting, I just have that, I'm just one of those people where it's not just all about gameplay. Even though Astrobot delivers on, I think, everything, I still have to be like, I love Infamous and Horizon Zero Dawn so much. But at the same time, it's hard to, like, as I'm stabbing Horizon Forbidden West in the back, as it being my favorite PS5 game, I'm raising this bastard up as high as it can go, because I think every single person should play this game. Everyone in their life should play this game. If you don't own a PS5, it's worth buying one just for this game, and then fucking trading that console in, getting that money back, and getting something else. Get a Switch. Get the new Switch when it comes out at $500. Get the Switch when it's $400 and it fucking is as powerful as a PS4 Pro or something. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. I'm just saying, this game is incredible. This game is absolutely incredible. And I'm absolutely shocked. Every time I played it, it's such a joyous game. I've seen a lot of reviews being like, it's just a nice reset for gaming. I played that game. I want to play so many games now. I just want to game all the time. Like, there's movies and TV shows. Absolutely. I wish this game came out 4 years ago. I wish this game came out 10 years ago. There's so many points in my life where I've played games, and then I just go through a time where I'm like, oh, I don't want to play anything else. Like, there's a lot of times where I beat Spider-Man 2 or more so Spider-Man 1 or God of War Ragnarok, and I go, oh man, after that, like, I don't think I'll experience anything like that ever again. But for some reason, Astrobot is amazing, and it makes you feel like every other game that comes out is art and amazing. It elevates the genre. It elevates our community of gaming to a whole nother level, and it's just a celebration of gaming, and it just makes you feel so good. It's the endorphins, the game. It's 101. That's my time. Any questions?
No.
Haptics 10. I forgot about haptics. Everything to do with the controller is a 10. I don't know. Every other studio is not doing stuff. Stellar Blade's doing stuff. Maybe check that out. Maybe look at that game for other reasons. I don't know. It's got good combat, I hear. Blocking, I hear, is kind of trash, but whatever. Don't worry about that.
Blocking is amazing. Anybody else have any closing comments about today's topics? Anything? Going once, going twice? Alright, well, that does
secure that PS5 Pro. Let's go, baby!
PS5 Pro. we'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. Twitch.tv/crafting and Chad, youtube.com/starting2late with 2 R's. And we'll see you next week for some more lovely content. Take care, everybody. Have a nice night. And don't vote. Whatever you do, don't vote.
Next week might have impressions on the Plucky Squire. Kevin, I think you said you're gonna try that. Huh? Plucky Squire is coming on Plus next week.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe it's next week, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're
pretty
correct.
Sure.
What?
Yeah.
If we all don't vote as a country, then the government's gonna fall apart. All good. Don't vote. Bye.
Vote for Astrobot. Vote for Team Asobi, you know? Also, get yourself spayed and neutered. Also, before you do that, cover yourself in peanut butter. Roll around in the dirt for a while. See what happens. I'm curious. Let us know. Coming next week.